Now I should be able to put the distributor in back there with the distributor facing number one cylinder. But what I want to do before I do that is make sure I've done everything I need to do back there, including there's a little oil pressure spot over there, right? Really, it's right there. Now this has an oil pressure line. I wanted to get away from the oil pressure line, but the sending unit they gave me is so big and ugly, I have doubts about whether I really want to use that. So I'm kind of debating what to do with that, whether to put the old nipple back in there and hook this line to it and just call it good, or whether to change it. And I could change it. I probably got enough of this line so that I could stretch this up here, because this is also an oil pressure spot. But that would mean I have this line running up across the engine, which it wouldn't hurt anything, but it would just be one more thing that's there that maybe doesn't need to be there. Absolutely, I don't know. So I just might have to think on this for a minute or two before I do anything else next. While I'm thinking about that, I'll go ahead and hook my ground up. Now this is the ground from the body of the vehicle to the engine. In my case, it bolts right here onto the steering box, and it bolts right here into the motor. And I'll probably put it in that bottom one. Now before I do that, because I've painted this, I'm just going to take a piece of sandpaper. I'm just going to rough that up so that we got some bare metal there. I think that did the trick. I'll get my flashlight to make sure. And then I'll put a little small screw. Yeah, see, that's roughed up good there. A little bit of dusty stuff, but it won't hurt. And then we'll take this little screw right here and we'll put that there and put this here. We'll have an additional ground up top here that grounds somewhere else. But this one here, I don't want to forget. It's the one that it gets covered up later when you put on the water pump and the pipes and all that fun stuff. So it's good to get that one out of the way. Where is my other ground? My other ground might have been hooked to one of the exhaust manifolds. So I'll uncover it as I go along. Maybe this is a pretty good time to take a break and talk about what I've been doing. I snugged up the exhaust manifolds, and I had one bolt on the very back of this one that would not go in. And at a certain point I got it started, but it was obvious that it wasn't threading properly. So I took it out, left it out. I tightened up all the other bolts. I may not even run that bolt back there. Now there's a lot of things that could be going on with that, but these are brand new aluminum heads, and aluminum is pretty soft metal, and I don't want to be trying to force a stripped bolt into an aluminum head. So I decided I'd rather back it out and run it a while and see if it's going to hold without that bolt. And if it does need that bolt, then I can go back and address it later. I do have a thing somewhere that's a stretcher. It's a manifold stretcher. There's a point between each one of these ears on this manifold, and sometimes when they get old they warp. And what the stretcher does is it goes between these two, and you can turn a nut in the center and it will push out against these two and spread them. I don't think that's what's going on here, because this bolt went in just fine. It's the very back one that didn't. And like I say, I'm just going to let that go for now. These are always things that I can come back to later. But the other day I was talking about how someday you can spend all day on a bolt. Well, I spent literally, it seems like, all morning on that one bolt. And I just really had to walk away from it, go in the house, take a nap, chill out, eat a tomato sandwich. come back when I got my attitude right. So now I put this new distributor in here, and I've timed it the same way that I did it before, except I'm using the different distributor. My rotor button is facing this, and the number one cylinder sits right in here, and I have an ability to turn it this far or this far, and if I had to, I could lift it out and turn it again, but I have to reach down in to adjust the little bolt on the top of the oil pump every time I do that. The carburetor is going to be going in pretty soon. Well, I'm going to put before I put the carburetor on, I'm going to put the new cap onto that. I'm going to put one wire on it, and I'm going to run a timing light and check the timing with one wire on it like I did before. It's funky looking, brand new. It's brand new, and it's got all these little scratch marks in there. Who knows what went on with that. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this on there. I'm going to pull number one wire, and I don't need to run it to a plug. I can just see that it's jumping fire just when I'm turning it over. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, the distributor is in place. It should be in the proper position to be crankable. Actually, I think this should be pointing toward this. That's my thing there, or what I think it would need to have. That's number one plug wire. I've got it run through Whelen Wires timing light, and I've got this fire tester right here. What I'm going to do is just get inside of it, cut the switch on, and come back out here and crank it with that button over there. We got fire, did you see that? And the next thing I'm going to do is use Whelen Wires forgotten timing light. He left this here when he came to visit, bless his heart. Felt bad for him, sort of. And we'll see where it's sparking at. So right now it's sparking right about here. I don't know if you can see that or not. I want it to be sparking a little bit more. Let's see, I think this turns that way. Let's try it. Yeah, it's very close. Right now it's about 14 degrees before top dead center. We'll go a little bit more. Why did I lose my spark? It's not sparking anymore. Why? Sparking anymore. Might have been why. Okay. What's up with that? Well, you know, that other distributor kind of did the same thing. It was sparking and then it wasn't. I bought that new distributor just so I wouldn't have to deal with that, but I might still have to deal with it. Alright, so this looks like a job for Super Chicken. No, I'm just joking. So probably what I'm going to do is call it a day and come back to this in the morning. I know my timing is set. I don't know why. With this brand new distributor in here, it suddenly stopped sparking. But after a good night's rest, I'll be ready to address that more heartily than I am at the moment, I guess. So call that good. I think what I'm going to do is just unhook the battery post and leave a little lightweight charger on it during the night. And we'll come back to it. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I don't know what time it is, but I'm thinking it's about quitting time. We'll see.